With the interrogation, they slapped me on my face. They pushed my head against the wall, spitting on my face, and with very nasty words. This interrogation took like between 5 to 7 days. And then they transferred me to a prison. It's called Kober. And this Kober prison, it is very well known for the Canadian government and for the United Nations, because so many people from Darfur region, if you hear about the problem of Darfur, there is so many detainees from Darfur being tortured in that place, in that prison, in the wing of the security wing in the prison. I spent a time up to October. By October, I've been transferred again to the security headquarters. One night in October, the two agents came to my cell and called my name. Just when I hear my name, I see like, okay, now everything is over. Maybe I'm gonna be released and I go back home to my kids and everything is over for me. But when I came out from the cell, the Sudanese police, he said to me, Adbelrazik, you have a visitor. I say, who? He says, some friend from Canada. And then when I went with him, I entered a room with long tables full of cakes, nuts, coffee, and fruit. And two CSS agents sitting around that table. Because I knew these guys, I say hi. One of them, he said, his response, he said, Abdelrazik, remember when I came to your home in Montreal and I told you, you see, now you will see. Sat down around the table and they asked me the same questions as the Sudanese asked me. And this interrogation for 2 days. The last days I asked them to help me to go back to Canada. One of them, he said, I cannot help a tourist person. You are not a Canadian, you are Sudanese. He said, look, if you have something against me, I am willing to face any kind of charges in Canada. Just bring me. And if you are not confident in the Canadian justice system, I go anywhere you want. And even the worst place in the planet now, the Guantanamo Bay, I'm ready to go just in one condition: treat me fairly. Then he said, Sudan will be your Guantanamo. After CSIS gone, after a while, two guys escaped from the prison, and the treatment became very bad. Like, they beating me up with a rubber hose, the Sudanese police. They don't care to hit on the back, on the head. They don't care. And sometimes they let me stand against the wall for several hours. Slapping, kicked, spit on the face, and sometimes they tied my hand. They locked me up with door frames for hours. I continue in these situations up to April 2004. During this time, sometimes when I get fed up of this kind of treatment, I asked the Sudanese police, I asked them to have a lawyer, and they said to me, there is no lawyer here. Bring me to the court, there is no court. Why? What is the reason to keep me here? We don't know. We don't have reason. We don't know. I don't find any way just to solve this problem. I went on hunger strike 3 times. 2 times they pushed me and convinced me to break the hunger strike, and I succeeded in the 3rd one. They transferred me to other place. There is little bit kind of, better situation. July 2004, the Canadian Embassy in Sudan made reservation for me with unlawful hunger. In the same day, I supposed to fly back to Canada. I've been informed by the Canadian consular that my name is being added to U.S. no-fly list. Then the Lufthansa refused to allow me to fly with me. After a while, the consular, he said to me that the government of Canada have nothing to do with this situation. Try by yourself. My passport is expired, and I asked for travel documents. They put the conditions. If I come with a reservation, then they issued a travel document for me. I tried, and all the time I find myself blocked in somehow. 2004, August, I've been released under conditions to be inside the city and to sign every Thursday, and I've been watched by the Sudanese secret police. In 2005, November, I received call from the Sudanese secret police. They claimed that they received documents from Canada, it belonged to me, and they asked me to come over. Just in my mind, I said, this is another trick. Why should I go to them? For me, just to run to the Canadian Embassy, because I have a strong belief that I am the Canadian citizen, and I will have protection from the embassy. I went there and I spoke to the ambassador, but he convinced me that both countries, Canada and Sudan, they have nothing against me, and just go and see what kind of document they have. I went, but when I arrived there, in the receptions, outside, one car with 3 men in full arms came out from the car, and then they asked me to go inside the car. I went, and they arrested me again for 9 months without single questions, and the treatment is the same thing. With reason, without reason, they beat me up with the rubber hose, and the same treatment I mentioned before. In this second term of detentions, I became ill with typhoid and very severe depression and malaria.